Guys, I can't even finish this. The Ethics and Justice Rundown clears away charge. Sploosh. Hey everyone, welcome to Club Tric, or welcome back. My name is Lauren. If you are new here, I'm a musician who likes to talk about religious deconstruction, cults, scams, and whatever else I feel like. And would you look at this? It's another magazine from our friends in Scientology. They relentlessly sent these to my old apartment due to an address mix-up, and I am so grateful as a suppressive person for the hours of entertainment that they've provided. If you would like to see more, there is a playlist of all my Scientology videos linked down below. Today we are suffering through Scientology's Source magazine, issue 260. Let's see if we can make heads or tails of any of it. Fair warning though, we probably won't be able to. So right away, let's start with the cover. Source is the magazine of the Flag land base, which they call their spiritual headquarters, located in wonderful Clearwater, Florida. As you can see by this image here, they were shooting a low-budget made-for-TV sci-fi movie, and I love that for them. And before we even open this, the vagueness begins. This flag-only rundown will transform you into a true superhero, ready to leap over life's obstacles as you soar to success. Wow, I can leap and soar. I am pumped up already. Tell me more, guys. Oh, okay. The fridge isn't running anymore, so the sound might change. God, I need to use my mic again. Diving right in, here it is, the ever gaudy Flag HQ. And as we can see, everyone has put on their most sophisticated early 2000s outfits from Kohl's. We've got a striped sundress, always a classic, and a baggy sweatshirt over some cycling shorts. And we can't forget all the boat shoes and khakis! You will see this sense of fashion throughout the magazine, and I hope you can contain your envy. I am, of course, no fashionista myself, obviously. But I'm also not trying to be seen as an omniscient space wizard like our friends here. Maybe their lack of fashion sense is another way they try to appeal to commoners like you and me. It's not working. Is it working for you? Because it's not working for me. Y'all, it would not be a Scientology magazine read-through if we didn't include a word from the late great sociopath himself, L. Ron Hubbard. The title of this article is called Philosophy Wins After 2,000 Years.
The wonders of chrome and metal, cars, planes, the atom bomb, and even the satellites have their roots in the firm base of Greek philosophy. Even though all these great things developed out of Greek thought and mathematics, the great names of philosophy considered they had failed. For their philosophic goal was the understanding of the spirit of man and his relationship to the universe. And this, they could only speculate upon. Why did they fail? They needed the higher mathematics and electronics which would, over 2,000 years later, develop from their philosophies. These were developed, but they were used for different purposes than those intended, and man turned his back upon their lofty dreams while building planes to bomb cities and atom bombs to wipe out the mankind no one had ever understood. Until Scientology. And in it, the goals of Greek philosophy live again. You'll find its value when you become a Scientologist, a being who has come to know himself, life, and the universe, and can give a hand to those around him to reach the stars.
For the most part, on the surface, that all sounds fine and good, right? Learning more about yourself and life and the universe, something we all strive for. It's vague, but it's not alarming. However, that's how they get you, because note that last bit where they say the only way to do those things, to come to know yourself and life and the universe, is to become a Scientologist. Translation: you will never know life, the universe, and yourself unless you hand your life savings over to Scientology. And that has been a reading from Mr. Hubbard. Okay, y'all, take a look at this stunning graphic.
What did I say? What did I tell you to do?
To make good graphics.
Good graphics!
Guys, it says we can travel the whole bridge. Very exciting. Let me read a snippet of this. Here you can soar through all grade chart steps, from the purification rundown to clear, from the solo course and OT levels up through new OT 7. And then there are the out-of-this-world flag-only rundowns, superpower, cause resurgence rundown, L rundowns, and the case cracker rundown. That's funny, I researched your mom's cause last night.
Ooh.
Never do that again. Cut it out. Nope. Alright, here come the ads for Flag, a happening place, as they say. It says, sitting in the auditorium, hearing the winds from people at all levels of the bridge and from all corners of the earth provides a megadose of inspiration. It's followed by a rockin' poolside celebration. Who writes the shit? Who is responsible? You are the reason that people are leaving Scientology in droves. Alright, now here's where we start to creep into other corners of the community, try to potentially recruit people from nonprofits, college students, etc. Scientologists have no boundaries. Okay. Culinary genius. 10 members of the Tampa Bay chapter of the American Culinary Federation served 88 guests at a benefit dinner. Proceeds from the event will fund scholarships for culinary students. 2 of the students were on hand and spoke about their quest to become professional chefs. Again, it just sounds so innocuous on the surface and even positive, right? Scholarships for culinary students sound pretty darn good. Sounds like a worthwhile cause, but you just know those poor culinary students got prospected to all hell. I really hope not, but there is no way that Scientology would not use a community event to aggressively attempt to grow their member base. Speaking of, downtown goes tropical at Flag's latest block party, and this is where my stomach really starts to turn when you see the faces of these innocent kids who are either being exposed to Scientology at a really young age or they are born into it. Believe it or not, there have now been multiple generations of Scientologist families, and it's pretty horrifying. So, there was a tropical downtown block party hosted by Flag. Over 1,400 people came out for the family-friendly event. The premiere run of a new kiddie carousel was a big hit too. We also mixed good fun with good causes by providing 14 non-profit groups with booths. And then it wraps up by saying that people took tours of our 4th dynamic campaign centers. So like I said, I get sick thinking about how many kids at this block party and similar events are exposed to this cult on a daily basis. Also, they're probably using all of those different nonprofits to look more normal and appealing to the outside community and to just get more recruitable bodies on site. And of course, they were using this event to lure people into tours of their really weird facilities like this 4th dynamic center. In fact, that was probably the entire point of this block party, was just recruit, recruit, recruit. Get eyes on us. We don't really care what we're giving to the community if we're not getting anything back. Alright y'all, it's time for an ad break. Just kidding, this whole thing is an ad. So here is my favorite Scientology gadget, the Sharper Image kitchen timer. Guess how much it goes for. If you've seen my previous videos, you do not have to guess. My Christmas catalog episode had plenty of these. You know you can snag one of these for the low budget price of $5,000. It must do something worthwhile, right? Just for the record, I know I joke about this thing a lot, but this is actually one of the more ominous gadgets that they have. They use this thing to try to make you super nervous by, measuring presumably your sweat and your heart rate and your oxygen levels and things that a typical lie detector would do. Editing Lauren here to say that in fact the e-meter does nothing. I completely missed the fine print at the bottom of this page. Let me read it to you now. It says, the Hubbard e-meter pastoral counseling device is intended for use by Scientology ministers in training, and other qualified parishioners as a guide in confessionals and counseling to help locate the source of spiritual travail. The e-meter by itself does nothing and is neither medically nor scientifically useful for the diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of disease. Ownership or use of the e-meter by anyone not in good standing with the Church of Scientology is prohibited. So, yeah, you're paying $5,000, not even for a lie detector, which is already shitty. You're just paying for a hunk of plastic to make yourself feel special and eventually get blackmailed when you hopefully leave Scientology terrifying. So, the fact that Scientology is treating this like some kind of honorable thing to get you to move up your spiritual ranks and become a higher version of yourself, it's all a disguise to make you share all your dirty laundry with Scientology. So should you ever leave and or should you ever criticize them, they can hold all of that over your head. They can blackmail you. Even if they somehow convinced you to say something that wasn't true because it wasn't, they didn't have enough dirt on you, just like some corrupt interrogators do, they will use that against you. So yeah, our dildo kitchen timer here is a lot more ominous than you think, but does that mean that we should be charging people any amount of money for these, let alone $5,000. No, it's not worth it. It doesn't do anything that is meaningful except to the grifters in Scientology. All right, time for some testimonials, y'all. Listen to this. We have Angelica here. She says, after new OT7, I feel truly, completely alive for the first time. When I first found Scientology, it saved my life. Now, after completing solo knots, is it solo NOTs or is it knots? I don't really care. It has given me my life and my eternity. Listen, if Angelica completed solo knots, then so can you. And if you don't know what a solo knot is, then clearly you haven't completed one. Okay, then we have this man who owns a photography studio touring the Flag land base. And look, it's the dildo kitchen timer in action. I really only wanted to show you these pages because of this fabulous wig. And now we finally get to see the cover story, which includes images of the made-for-TV sci-fi movie we mentioned at the beginning. And would you look at this home goods wall art? Like all the other people you see in this magazine, this man looks really dead inside. What is happening with this guy's arm? And can we just talk about how ominous this sounds? Ready? Okay. Here's how to take control in the ultimate happy ending.
Planetary clearing.
Okay, Thanos, easy. You take your thetans and go sit down, okay? Oh, wow. We got some country club clothes going on here. Some more home goods wall art. Ugh, this is just gonna be the best movie ever. I cannot wait to see it. Look at, these two are not only also dead inside, you just know they are on their way to bang. Okay, now what I am about to share with you is so thrilling, so compelling, so deep that you probably will not understand a word of it. Superpower comprises 10 confidential rundowns that address specific areas of case, areas not handled in the same way by any other service in Scientology. They are delivered in a certain sequence for a very good reason. Each gain builds towards the next, releasing your power and amplifying it as you move through each rundown. Guys, I can't even finish this. The Ethics and Justice Rundown clears away charge. Sploosh. The Ethics and Justice Rundown clears away charge on the third and fourth dynamics related to ethics, justice, and injustice with a brand new type of auditing. This is the one that's so powerful, LRH, L. Ron Hubbard, said of it that nothing is more likely to exteriorize a PC than this rundown. Like a PC? Like a PC? From there, you can expect to be brought to life as a Thetan to free yourself from anything that could prevent your case gain and to restore your power of choice. Just for starters. What is this? Alright, y'all. Take a moment, absorb it. How do you feel? Powerful, dynamic, cleared, full of Thetans?
That's what I was counting on.
In all seriousness, before we go any further, we need to address this stuff because, as you can tell, Scientologists love to speak in acronyms and jargonisms like MEST, Superpower Rundowns, the 57 Perceptics, and OT7 in Roman numerals, no less. Listen, I would go through and define all these terms for you, but the fact is, these are marketing terms designed to make Scientologists and their recruits feel like they're part of something exclusive and powerful, and they're ways to confuse unsuspecting people into feeling like they're missing out and wanting to know more. Even though these tactics might not work on you or me, they have worked on thousands of people because Scientology is a cult, it has all the markings of one, and this magazine alone is evidence of that. Alright y'all, I had to change the battery, so hopefully the positioning and lighting are not too terribly different. Having made it clear that Scientology is absolutely a cult, I am now going to give you a few last servings of word salad to go with these incredible sci-fi movie set scenes. Try not to cry. These are very profound. Superpower gradiently raised my power as a being and completely changed my negative thoughts to positive. Elvira says, session after session, I was introduced to the being who is me, and I became a true friend to myself. Superpower is necessary for every one of us. Don't miss out on this gift that Ron intended for you. The way that they talk about him like a deity. In fact, they think that he is still alive, like in spirit. I don't know how you can hear a word out of the cupboard's mouth and think that he's worthy of worship. but okay. Alessandro says, I had always thought I was a very active guy, but the truth of the matter was that I was dead as a Thetan. When I completed that rundown, I was reborn, and now I am completely alive. Such a shame when you're dead as a Thetan. Ooh, Elvira's gonna give us a little poll show. I don't know what kind of sci-fi movie this is, but I'm thinking it might not be family friendly anymore. Here's a final little segment. Super liberating, super abilities. This revitalized me as a Thetan, and now I am more comfortable and happier with myself. After superpower, I can get things done, and I am improving everything in my environment. I am now creating a brighter future for myself across all of my dynamics. That's from Carolina. It does frighten me how many international testimonials they have, because Scientology is like the most hyper toxic version of America, and we Americans already spread enough of our bullshit around the world. We don't need Scientology to be inserted into there, you know? Alright friends, we are only halfway through 50 pages of wasted paper. But the rest of this, the second half of this, is the same song and dance that we've already covered in previous magazines. They're advertising things like the Purification Rundown, which is a super dangerous and unhealthy way to look at chemicals in your body, detoxifying from drug addiction, things like that. They then have a multi-page, very tiny font, concerningly long list of graduates from their grifting school. And they are once again spending multiple pages advertising gourmet restaurant options, fancy hotel rooms, and live entertainment, which is unsurprisingly the only time that their language is even remotely clear and specific. Because if the nonsensical jargon doesn't bait you, then maybe the promise of a nice vacation will. That was a loud one. I scared my cats. Sorry, cats. I really should not have to say this, but y'all, please do not fall for any of this. If your nonprofit is recruited, or if one of your family members is offered a scholarship, if you are offered a nice luxury vacation with gourmet food, if it has any ties to Scientology, do not go near it. Scientology is an unfortunately massive, but fortunately slowly dying cult whose members will bend over backwards to ruin your life if you ever even remotely cross them. Come at me, Miscavige. Okay, friends, we did it. Thank you all so much for watching and suffering through another Scientology magazine with me. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the rest of my Scientology videos in the playlist linked below. And I will see you next time. What is in my face? What is hanging in front of my eyeballs?